In 1950s Kenya, British colonial rule imposed harsh policies: land theft, forced labor, and racial segregation. The Kikuyu people, displaced from their ancestral farms, began organizing. Secret oaths united them under the Mau Mau movement, pledging to reclaim their land. This was not mere rebellion, it was a fight for survival against an empire that viewed them as lesser humans. The spark ignited when colonial authorities assassinated a key leader, turning whispers of resistance into a roaring fire. Britain declared a state of emergency in 1952, deploying troops to crush the uprising. Villages were burned, families separated, and thousands detained without trial. Operation Anvil saw Nairobi's streets swept clean. Any Kikuyu man deemed suspicious was arrested. Propaganda painted the Mau Mau as savages to justify the violence. But behind the rhetoric lay a calculated strategy: to break not just bodies, but spirits. The stage was set for a darker chapter: the torture camps. Camps like Hola and Manyani became laboratories of pain. Prisoners endured electric shocks, sexual violence, and forced confessions. Starvation rations and forced labor were tools of control, meant to erase identity. Survivors recount being called numbers, not names. Yet even here, resistance flickered. Coded songs carried messages. Hidden notes mapped escape routes. The empire sought to reduce humans to broken shells, but the will to resist proved unbreakable. Waruhiu Itote, known as General China, organized resistance from within the camps. Hunger strikes and work slowdowns disrupted operations. Outside, families risked execution to smuggle food to detainees. The empire's records dismissed these acts as chaos, but they were a symphony of defiance. Each small victory, like a smuggled letter or a guard's hesitation, chipped at the myth of colonial invincibility. The camps were meant to exterminate hope. Instead, they incubated legends. After independence in 1963, Britain concealed records of its atrocities. Survivors faced stigma, branded as terrorists by history. But mass graves uncovered in 2015 forced a reckoning. Legal battles for reparations continue today, echoing the unresolved wounds of colonization. The uprising's legacy lives in Kenya's land reforms, in protests against injustice worldwide. The empire wrote its own version of events, but the soil remembers the truth.